Many gang members come to the U.S. as unaccompanied minors. Long Island Congressman Peter King called for vetting their host families. Lee Zeldin argued against temporary protected status. Mayor de Blasio says not so fast to a plan to keep subway fare evaders out of court. Last week, Manhattan District Attorney Cy Vance said his office will no longer prosecute individuals charged with fare evasion. Well, today, Mayor de Blasio said giving turnstile jumpers a pass sends the wrong message.
It's not fair to the average strap hanger if some people think they can waltz on in without paying. It's just not acceptable.
The mayor says he agrees with reducing unnecessary arrests, but this is not the way. So far, district attorneys in other boroughs have not adopted the policy. Public safety versus an eyesore. A proposed cell tower in one Long Island community is causing quite a debate. Residents have long complained about dead service areas, but some ask, does a new cell tower have to soar over the community? TV 1055's Jennifer McLogan reports from Smithtown.
In the heart of Smithtown, on a commercial property along West Main Street, not far from the historic Bull, the Spy Trail, and scenic Nissequogue River, a cell tower company wants to install a very tall tower 120 feet into the sky.
Certainly we want to balance that with the environment.
Town Supervisor Ed Wareheim.
The 911 calls are at best unreliable in that vicinity. So as a matter of public safety.
Dropped calls are a way of life here. Some call it a dangerous coverage gap.
They want to put up a tower to get rid of that dead zone. They've picked a certain piece of property. They need approval from the town board and the zoning board to do it.
Some emergency 911 calls are bouncing across Long Island Sound, erroneously routed to Connecticut.
Who's paying for it, first of all, and who's getting paid to have it put in?
The carriers would rent space on the commercial property.
There's plenty of places they could, probably alternate places they could pick to install it.
Some have health concerns. Others worry it would be a blight on the landscape. The area is too close to Caleb Smith State Park, they say.
It would definitely be an eyesore. I feel like it would be out of place.
The town could act within the month.
At this point, we are largely through the approval process. There's already been a handful of public hearings.
Cell tower company officials say a pole shorter than 120 feet would be less effective. Town planners are now recommending an environmental impact study before this goes to a vote. From Smithtown, Long Island, Jennifer McLogan, TV 1055.
While current zoning requirements limit structures in the area to 35 feet tall, the cell tower company hopes to amend that to 120 feet. Coming up, tracking the deadly flu epidemic, the new tool being used by a hospital to identify the hot zone for the deadly illness. Plus, a paralyzed dog that became a social media sensation, turning his sights to a new award, the coveted prize that would group him with stars like DJ Khaled and Taylor Swift.
And it's a one-day event. It's just Wednesday, but tomorrow looks to be real messy. We're talking snow, to wintry mix, to rain. I want to focus on it a little bit more in detail and look at the 7 days ahead coming up in just a bit.
A hidden camera show where the joke is on us.
Walk away and come back wearing nothing except your apron.
Jesse? Did you need something?
Catching practical jokers.
Weeknights at 1 a.m. on WLNY. The Long Island Report on WLNY is brought to you by Resorts World Casino, New York City.
Hey, New York, more gaming and excitement is right next door at Resorts World Casino in Queens. So come on, let's check it out. We've got more slots than anyone, more electronic tables than anyone, blackjack, 3-card poker, roulette, 3 floors, over 6,000 games, more than anyone. More games, more excitement. We've got more right next door. Resorts World Casino, New York City. Come play, dine, and unwind.
The Toyota Drive to Victory sales event is here. The 2018 RAV4 is victorious over its competition because Toyota Safety Sense comes standard at no extra cost. To get similar safety features in the Nissan Rogue, you'd have to pay $6,580 more. When it comes to RAV4, your safety comes standard. Right now, lease a new 2018 RAV4 for just $169 a month. Find yours at buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
When your skin is feeling dry and crinkly, time for Gold Bond Healing Lotion. Penetrates 10 surface layers deep with 7 moisturizers, 3 vitamins. Skin is nourished, healed, healthy looking. Gold Bond Healing. Ultimate lotion, ultimate skin.
Sent this email out, and we got double the calls this week.
Double? That's a lot of work.
Yeah. The guys are going to have to work the weekend.
I have a chess tournament this weekend, Mike. You knew that.
Constant contact email marketing.
You knew that.
Powerful stuff.
Want to be a luxurious hand cream?
Luxurious hand cream? My hands get so dry and cracked from constant washing, I need serious relief. That's why I use O'Keeffe's Working Hands, the #1 selling hand cream for guaranteed relief of dry, cracked hands. Thanks to O'Keeffe's, I got my hands back.
At a young age, Seth Harris lost his father and quickly had to become the man of the house. Although times were tough, he made his way through law school. In a tiny office, he built a powerful law firm, taking on institutions that many believed he was powerless against. He fought, succeeded, and millions of dollars have been awarded to his clients. Seth Harris is a fighter. He believes that justice always prevails.
If you or a family member suffered pain, you need law.
800-PAIN-LAW.
Welcome back to the News at 9, a live look outside at the Empire State Building. You can see One World Trade in the distance as well. Let's see, it is 34 degrees. Lonnie Quinn's full forecast just a few minutes away, and it does include some precipitation. All right, in tonight's Health Watch, a new system to help hospitals battle the fast-moving flu epidemic. TV 1055's Dr. Max Gomez tells us about a unique flu tracking system called biosurveillance.
You only have to visit almost any emergency department across the country to see the impact the flu is having on hospitals this year. In fact, some hospitals have even had to set up auxiliary ERs in tents outside the hospital to handle the caseload. Advanced planning can help keep a hospital from getting overwhelmed if the flu suddenly hits a community. But planning is hard without data.
There's generally a lag time from the agencies like the Department of Health and the CDC. Their numbers tend to come a week, sometimes 2 weeks later.
Dr. Brandon Godbout, the vice chair of the emergency department at Lenox Hill, says delayed reporting of flu cases means out-of-date information that's not very useful for planning.
During outbreaks of infectious diseases, the two most important factors are staffing and supplies. By tracking this, we're able to reallocate those resources.
That's where this innovative data dashboard can be a big help.
Confirm cases that are being admitted to the hospital.
It takes information from electronic health records from 12 Northwell Health System hospitals, including Lenox Hill, to generate a near real-time picture of flu activity on Long Island, part of Manhattan, and Staten Island.
I can change the date range. I can focus in more on just one specific hospital as opposed to the whole health system.
In addition to tracking the number of patients with the flu or flu-like symptoms, the dashboard captures the strain of the virus and patients' age, sex, and zip code. It all helps decide where to put supplies needed to treat patients and protect staff, such as antiviral medications, rapid flu tests, masks, and gloves. While the biosurveillance system is being put to the test with this year's flu epidemic, it will allow Northwell to rapidly identify any infectious disease outbreak within its hospitals, from intestinal norovirus to even Ebola. That will allow a rapid response to any public health emergency. Dr. Max Gomez, TV 1055.
All right, turning back to the weather now, Lonnie Quinn is here with more on the snow headed our way. Lonnie.
Okay, I'll get right into it because, you know, these things are always evolving. And when we get new information in, I try to share it with you as soon as I get it, at least the next opportunity that I have. And that opportunity is right now. So we go outside currently. And I can tell you that the sky overhead, while it's dark, so you're not really able to see, you know, what's taking place because we don't get a real good view of stars in New York City because of the light pollution. But it's really mostly clear right now. The system's still quite a ways away from us. It's 34 degrees. Your winds relatively on the light side between 5 and 10 miles per hour, about 8 miles per hour to the northwest. The concerns that we have, it's going to start off as snowy driving for the bulk of the area. It turns to a moment in time where you get some icy driving conditions, and that is really... That's the concern. That's the dangerous thing. I mean, you can drive on snow as long as it gets packed down, and still, you've got to be careful out there, 2 hands on the wheel, but icy driving, that's just tough, tough, tough. Heavy rain will then develop at the end of this system, and there could very well be some slick spots underneath it, so even for the ride home, you can still have some problems out there. And if the ice develops heavily in the spots where it may develop, then you got to worry about it coating power lines, maybe bringing a power line down or a tree limb down as well. I'll show you that in just a moment. But the winter weather advisories that we have in effect for all of these areas in the county shaded in purple, it includes all of New York City, central Jersey, getting up into Fairfield County, portions of Ulster County and Dutchess County as well. But Passaic County, at least northern Passaic, Sussex, Orange, Putnam, Sullivan, Ulster County, it's a winter storm warning. And the National Weather Service is saying, hey, expect 3 to 6 inches, if not more, of that, if not more, of just all snow before you catch some rain out there. But they think it's going to be more of a rain event in those, and more of a snow event in those areas. But as of right now, certainly there's more rain around Memphis, Tennessee, and this is the system that we're watching. You'll notice here just to the west of Chicago, a little bout of snow. They are going to combine. Okay, I'll show that to you how that works out. Bigger snow systems will go north of the area where the cold air is, and then south of this line, with a milder areas, looks to be more of a rain event. So let's take a peek at how it's all going to come together. Here are those two systems. There they are merging, okay? Making its way into our area, say 8:30 now, even into New York City, earlier west of the city. Rain-snow line right around, say, Monmouth, Ocean County or so. And then you'll notice that rain-snow line with the icing, that pink, okay, right over the city at about 11 a.m. It balloons a little bit off to the west, but not like it had when I was looking at this earlier in the day. And then what you're going to find is this whole situation will push to the north. Let's watch it. Okay, that's a good slug of rain that came through. All that ice, that pink color, even up in places like Ulster County. But little corners could hold on to all snow, and that's why we think little corners of our areas could be seeing those bigger numbers. And then it pushes on out of here. Here you are, 11 p.m. It's kind of winding down. But this is a Wednesday event. And it looks like 0 to 2 inches of snow around the city because it's going from snow to rain, but 0 to 2 inches of snow. Just north of that in this white shaded area, 2 to 4 inches, maybe even more than 4 inches. And then if you get into this pink area, well north of the city, it's 4 to 8 inches plus. I showed you some model numbers that were putting about a foot of snow, even over a foot of snow around Monticello. Now you put rain on top of that, and I really don't think there's going to be anything left in the 5 boroughs. I think this snow is going to get washed away. All that green area, it's all washed away. Then the area that was showing like a 2 to 4 inch plus, you put some rain on top of that, it's slushy now, maybe a 0 to 3 inches or so is left, and then 3 to 6 inches or more well north. But it's the ice accretion that I've really been focused on today. And again, as I showed you earlier, the numbers have come way down. They were up, you know, around 4/10 of an inch. Giorgio and I were talking in the weather office. If we get 4/10 of an inch of ice in a community, that's a national story. I mean, these accretions I'm seeing right here, a little bit more in line, 0.08, 0.09. Still, it only takes a little bit to cause a problem, like on 84 in Danbury with 0.09, that'd be a problem. Then you're about 2/10 of an inch of ice around Monticello. That's where you've got to be most concerned. So the weather forecast across the board, as far as the 7-day, we'll go for a high temperature of 40, which is why tomorrow's going to be a snow to wintry mix to rain event. Thursday, sun is back. It's colder at 34. Friday's 36. Saturday, you're 44. Sunday, the next chance for precipitation is back into the area, but at 50 degrees. Again, Alice, that looks like it would be a rain event. So there's your 7-day, guys. Let's go over to you, Alice.
Thank you so much, Lonnie. All right, judging by his social media followers, he's not just one man's best friend, but thousands. And now an Insta-famous dog from Fairfield, Connecticut may be getting a big reward. TV 1055's Hazel Sanchez explains.
Other than using a dog wheelchair to get around, Albert is just like any other pooch. He loves to run, play with other animals, and eats lots and lots of treats. But this 8-year-old Shih Tzu mix is also Instagram famous.
Albert has a P.O. box, and he probably gets a couple hundred pieces of mail a month.
It was his handicap that launched his social media success nearly 3 years ago after the Lawson family adopted him and brought him to Fairfield, Connecticut.
They think he was hit by a car. A lady found him on the side of the road in a ditch, paralyzed.
Now, healthy as can be, his nearly 100,000 Instagram followers know him as Albert on Wheels. Almost every day, his owners post a pic of him, either sleeping in bed or showing off his energy by the marina, garnishing a ton of likes and also a nomination.
One of Albert's fans said, I just voted for Albert, and I was like, what are you talking about?
It turns out the Shorty Awards, which honors the best of social media, chose Albert to be in its animal category this year. In the past, people like Taylor Swift and DJ Khaled have won in other groups.
They do the nominating themselves. They find what they believe are inspirational or influential social media accounts that have some purpose.
Albert's Instagram purpose is to spread the word about rescuing animals, specifically those with handicaps, and proving no matter if they have a disability, they're just as loving, if not more, than any other pet. Hazel Sanchez, TV 1055.
Oh, he is so cute. I just followed him on Instagram. And for more information on how you can vote for Albert, go to WLNY-TV.com. All right, coming up in sports, a shocking move from the NFL, and to no one's surprise, the Patriots are involved. Plus, the Knicks' best player is helped off the floor and taken to the hospital. Otis will have the latest on the injury to Kristaps Porzingis right after this.
With the Chase mobile app, Michaela de Prince could pay practically anyone at any bank, all while performing a grand jeté between two grand pianos. She could, in a commercial. In real life, she uses it to pay her sister from her couch for that sweater she stained.
What sweater? Life lived Michaela's way. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Outside the Roosevelt, in the shadows of Washington Peak, at the Polk Trailhead, or wading through the Madison River. Flex your freedom the way all of our great presidents intended at the Jeep President's Day event. Hurry in for great deals. Well-qualified current lessees of competitive vehicles get a low-mileage lease on the 2018 Jeep Grand Cherokee for $269 a month.
Get the best internet with the best shows and get the best of both worlds. Fios by Verizon gives you the fastest internet available for only $79.99 a month online with a 2-year agreement. And your Netflix is on us for 1 year. And with a gigabit connection on the 100% fiber optic network, you can stream on up to 100 devices at once. So get the fastest internet available, plus Netflix, plus up to 250 TV channels, plus phone, plus a 2-year price guarantee. All for just $79.99 per month. It's time to fiber optics your Netflix. Go to getfios.com to switch today.
Time for new reading glasses? Go to readers.com. With more than 700 styles to choose from, in powers ranging from 1.0 to 7.0. Readers.com also has readers hard to find in stores, like bifocals, sun readers, and computer readers. Choose from hundreds of fashionable styles and colors for under $20. Then just type in this coupon code at checkout, and you'll save up to 40% through this exclusive TV offer. Order now and we'll quickly deliver your readers right to your door. Plus, all of our readers are absolutely worry-free because they're backed by our 100% happiness guarantee. Save up to 40%. Get convenient, fast delivery and a 100% happiness guarantee. So go online to readers.com to find your perfect pair of reading glasses for under $20. Don't miss this exclusive TV offer to save up to 40% now. Go to readers.com and enter this coupon code at checkout. That's readers.com.
Now, the Rams Sports Desk.
Otis is here now with a look at sports. All right, what happened to Kristaps?
Stay tuned. Both teams, though, they are struggling, and the Knicks and Nets both in action tonight, both taking big hits when it comes to personnel. The worst person to get hurt for the Knicks, Alice said, yeah, Kristaps Porzingis. Oh, he goes down. He had a strong move to the bucket and throwing it down with authority, but he quickly crumbles to the ground in all sorts of pain. The big man was helped off the court, later seen walking on his own out of the garden en route to a hospital for an MRI. It wasn't long after that the Bucks started taking this one over. Check this out, Giannis Antetokounmpo. He jumped over Tim Hardaway Jr. Let's take another look at that. He's called a Greek freak. The Bucks built the lead to 20. The night seemed to get worse as it went on, and his Cantor gets bloodied up and hurt his back. Courtney Lee also left with a bit of pain. Tim Hardaway would limp off later. Of course, his feelings was hurt after he got jumped over. We're still waiting to hear more about KP6, but the Knicks are losing right now, 103-88 in the final seconds at the Garden. Nets hosting the Rockets tonight. Nets go on a 10-2 run in the third to take the lead. Spencer Dinwiddie, already deep in three-point range, steps back and almost drains it from the bench. Nets up 4, but Houston responds with a 16-2 run to end the third. Karis LeVert never saw this screen coming. His head colliding with Nene's shoulder. Chris Paul takes it the rest of the way for the layup. LeVert leaves the game bleeding from his mouth and a possible concussion. The Nets lose 123-113. KP6, Karis LeVert, both banged up. Josh McDaniels will not become the next head coach of the Indianapolis Colts. There will not be an official press conference tomorrow as advertised. Apparently, in the past 48 hours, Patriots owner Bob Kraft sweetened the pot, including financially, and McDaniels is returning to the Patriots as offensive coordinator. Only local hockey team in action tonight, the Devils. Jersey boys taking their show on the road to Ottawa. 2 penalties in the first period hurt the Devils as the Senators' Matt Hoffman scores on a 5-on-3 to tie it 1. Then less than a minute later, Ottawa takes the lead. Christopher Domenico's shot deflects off a Devils player and trickles past Keith Kincaid. The Devils trail 5-3 in the third. Well, it'll be home run derby every day when the Yankees exhibition season gets underway down in Tampa. They announced they'll open the gates 3 hours early so fans can watch Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, Gary Sanchez, and the rest of the Yankees take batting practice. For the Mets, the pitchers and catchers will have to be in camp by next Monday, February 12th. Physicals are on the 13th and first workout the 14th, but there's already action down in Port St. Lucie today. Catcher Travis d'Arnaud getting a head start, looking forward to working with a hopefully healthy pitching staff.
Probably the most important thing in being a catcher is pitcher-catcher relationship. So once everybody comes in, it'll be nice to talk to them, see how their off-season goes, and then get right to work and talk to them about pitching.
All right, so the Eagles will have their Super Bowl victory parade tomorrow morning beginning at 11 o'clock, winding up at the Rocky statue at the Art Museum. And if you can't believe what you saw Super Bowl 52, how do you think the Philly fanatic felt? Here's the fine, furry friend to many watching the end of the game with his friends, and the Brady Hail Mary pass is incomplete, and they go crazy. I can verify it wasn't the fanatic yelling. I never saw his lips moving.
You know, I certainly hope that for the parade tomorrow, fans are on their best behavior.
We're hoping so, too.
And not, you know, burning things,
not with like they did the other night. No.
Let's all behave ourselves.
I don't think we're going to get our wish, though. I think it's going to be bad behavior out there.
Well, we shall see. Thanks, Otis. We'll be right back.
Hey there, did you know New Jersey's biggest free online jackpot is $3 million? And you could win it today. Go to resortscasino.com right now to take your free spin for a chance to win $3 million. Plus, you could win free bonus money every day to play your favorite online slots and table games. We're also giving away $1,000 each week. So what are you waiting for? Play online or on your mobile phone right now. Go to resortscasino.com. It's where winners play.
Any time of year is a bad time if you're an animal who's being abused or neglected. But winter can make the suffering even worse for these animals, many who've been left outside in the cold to die.
The endless suffering, endless pain, just lack of hope. There is no shortage of cruelty out there.
This winter, please help by visiting our website or calling this number and signing up with your $19 monthly donation. Every new donor we get means we can rescue more animals from harm and give them the warmth of loving arms. With your support, they'll get emergency medical care, food, and shelter.
Isn't that good? Get that thing off you?
We need 3,000 new donors in the next 30 days so we can rescue the animals who are fighting to stay alive this winter. 63 cents a day is all it takes to save an animal's life.
It's really the support that comes in from people that care that really is the engine that keeps us going.
Join in the next 10 minutes and we'll send you this free membership kit, including a magazine subscription, an animal photo, and this Animal Champion t-shirt, new this year and designed exclusively for our new monthly donors. But supplies won't last, so act now to get yours today. It's a season of great suffering for too many animals, and if there was ever a time to help, this is it. Please go online or call now.
WLNY will see you in court every day from noon to 4.
Well, the Eagles' Super Bowl win isn't the only thing a South Jersey couple is celebrating. Jacqueline and her husband, Chris, had to leave their own watch party to deliver their son. His due date wasn't until March 1st, but it seems the baby boy wanted in on the Super Bowl action. The proud parents say his birth is even more special given everything they've been through. Jacqueline has had cancer twice.
They've told me I had more chemotherapy than most people in the world, having
the two different types of bone cancer. So they just never knew how that would affect my body.
Well, the couple named the baby Carson after the Eagles' injured quarterback, Carson Wentz. Congrats to them. Thanks for watching. Good night.
A neighbor makes a point.
Did you put this up?
I did, Your Honor.
With a spike strip for the cats next door.
I said, Bob, I'm taking him down because our cat has been injured with a puncture wound, and now I know how it happened.
You knew that they bothered your neighbor.
But this fight has 9 lives.
We are now 2 years